Have you ever stopped long enough to imagine what it feels like, not just what it looks like when your net worth finally crosses six figures? Not a lottery win, not a miracle, but $100,000 quietly sitting under your name. A number that no longer belongs to other people on financial podcasts, but to you. You open your banking app one ordinary morning, and instead of anxiety, instead of the usual background hum of financial doubt, you see something different. Stability. Proof. Leverage. Because that first 100K is not just money, it's a signal. A confirmation that the world's financial engine now rotates with you instead of against you. It's the moment compound interest stops being a theory and becomes your employee. And suddenly choices appear where there used to be limits. You could walk away from the job that has been draining you from the inside out. You could fly your parents across the world just to watch their eyes light up. You could grab once-in-a-lifetime opportunities without asking permission from your bank balance. That first 100K is not wealth. It is proof of capability. It is the point where money stops being a survival tool and starts becoming a force multiplier. But here's the part most people never admit. Before money compounds, your decisions have to. Before the snowball rolls, you have to build the hill. And that is what this journey is about. Today, you're going to learn 3 deceptively simple levers that almost anyone can pull. No trust fund, no Ivy League resume, no viral startup needed. 3 levers that, when repeated, don't just get you to your first $100,000. They put your first million within reach, especially because of the third one. But before we start breaking down systems, habits, and the math of momentum, let's acknowledge something most get-rich advice ignores. You will not reach 100K by accident. You will reach it by design. And once you understand the design, the game stops being mysterious and starts being predictable. Here's the twist. The first $100K is the hardest you'll ever make. Every dollar after that becomes easier, faster, and more automatic. Not because you're working harder, but because money starts working harder than you do. And that's why this video matters. Because most people quit before the compounding engine ever turns on. If you want more content that actually shows you how wealth is built, not with hype, but with strategy, hit like and subscribe now. Because the people who stay informed are the people who stop repeating the same financial decade over and over. So let's begin. Way 1, build the engine. Because before money can grow, it has to arrive. And the fastest path to your first 100K does not start with a spreadsheet. It starts with income elevation. Not fantasy side hustle TikTok income, but real, measurable, repeatable increases in what flows through your life every month. Your job, your skills, your optional hours, your creativity. And in a moment, you'll see exactly how ordinary people, teachers, cashiers, freelancers, junior employees, have turned these levers into 5-figure momentum without changing their DNA or their destiny. But first, ask yourself one question. If I had an extra $500 a month right now, where would it go? To consumption or to transformation? Your answer to that question decides whether the next chapter is just information, or the start of a timeline you will look back on with disbelief. Money cannot multiply until it first enters your life in greater volume. And yet, most people try to save their way to 100K while earning the same paycheck year after year. That's like trying to fill a swimming pool with a dripping faucet. The truth is simple. Your earning power is the ignition switch of your financial life. If the income engine is weak, every other strategy becomes slow, fragile, and exhausting. So the first lever is this: maximize your earning engine. Because income is not just fuel, it is momentum. And every extra dollar you earn is a dollar that can later stand on the compound interest battlefield on your behalf. Gear 1, demand more from what you already have. Too many people wait for their employer to notice their value. When the data is clear, most people who ask for a raise get one. Not because they're lucky, but because they show evidence. So instead of complaining about being underpaid, do this. Pull the last 6 months of impact you've created at work. Compress it into a one-page proof sheet. Not emotions, not effort, results. Schedule a calm, professional conversation. Ask for a raise like someone who already earned it. A modest 8% raise on a $36,000 salary adds nearly $3,000 a year without moving cities, changing industries, or burning out. And if you repeat this every 12 months, that alone can stack tens of thousands before you've even opened a brokerage account. Because the real hack is this: what gets measured gets paid. Most people work hard, but very few learn to convert that work into negotiation power. That gap is why some stay stuck and others ascend. Gear 2. Stack skills, not degrees. The marketplace doesn't reward intelligence, it rewards scarcity. You don't need to be the best at one thing. You just need to be above average in two things that rarely exist in the same person: graphic design plus basic data analysis, customer support plus entry-level coding, marketing plus video editing, sales plus psychology. Each skill added is not a new resume line, it is a new price tag. And it doesn't take years, 30 minutes a night, 5 days a week. 1 year. That is enough time to learn a skill that pays $10 more per hour. That's $800 extra a month, $9,600 extra a year, $48,000 extra across 5 years, all from half an hour a night, not by being smarter, by being consistent. If this is already shifting how you think about money, pause for 2 seconds, hit subscribe, and stay in the circle of people who upgrade their income instead of accepting it as fate. Because the cost of not knowing this is always higher than the cost of learning it. Gear 3. Monetize the edges of your life. You don't need to quit your job to earn more. You just need to monetize the unused hours, unused tools, or unused talents you already own. Side hustles are not about going viral. They are about frictionless cash flow, a spare pressure washer, driveway cleaning, a decent voice, Fiverr voiceovers, a love for dogs, weekend pet walking, an old camera, marketplace product photos, a car trunk, flea market flipping. One man took a 40 pressure washer and booked 4 driveway cleanings every Saturday. $160 per weekend, $640 per month, $7,680 per year. That's a quarter of his first 100K from water and time. And when you combine these 3 gears, annual raises, skill stacking, and side income, a pattern emerges. Income is not a number. It is a system, and systems can be upgraded. Your mission is simple. Increase income by at least 10% per year. Move all new money into your 100K account. Do this before lifestyle creep devours the gains, because every raise you keep builds wealth. Every raise you spend builds nothing. Now that the engine is built, the next question becomes critical. What good is more money if it leaks out as fast as it comes in? Because earning more is the offense, but defending the castle is the defense, and nobody reaches 100K without both. Way 2. Defend the castle. Earning more money is powerful, but keeping it is where wealth is actually born. Because the enemy of financial progress is not low income. It's silent leakage. We don't lose money in huge dramatic explosions. We lose it in micro fractures, tiny daily choices that feel harmless until we realize they've stolen years of freedom. So the second lever is simple but brutal. Defend the castle, because a bucket doesn't fill faster by turning the faucet higher. It fills faster by patching the holes. The 5-minute audit that changes everything. Scroll through your last 30 days of transactions. No judgment, no guilt, just truth. Flag every purchase that did not deliver lasting value. The free trial that quietly became a subscription. The gym you never enter. The delivery fees stacking like termites. The 10 streaming platforms you barely watch. The decor, the duplicates, the impulse dopamine hits. You don't need a monk's life. You need a redirected life. Because every unnecessary dollar you keep today is a dollar that compounds into 8 by the time you're 55. That's not budgeting, that is time travel. Ask yourself, if future me could speak, would they thank me or resent me? That question alone has erased more waste than any budgeting app ever will. The bucket analogy. Imagine your money as water. Your income is the faucet. Your savings are the water level. Your bad spending habits are the holes near the bottom. You can either fight for more water or patch the holes and let the level rise without effort. Small changes create disproportionate results. Marcus earns $42,000 a year. You now know how to earn, keep, and multiply money, but a plan is only powerful if it becomes a repeatable system. So the question becomes, how do you turn all 3 levers into a 12-month roadmap that forces progress? A simple, month-by-month blueprint that turns theory into inevitable 6 digits. The 12-month roadmap to your first 100K. You now have the 3 levers: earn more, grow the stream, spend less, seal the leaks, invest early and automatically, let time multiply it. But knowledge doesn't build wealth, systems do. It is the exact 1-year blueprint to go from "I understand it" to "I have $100,000 growing while I sleep." Month 1, the reset. Goal: know your numbers, not vibes. Calculate take-home income. Calculate monthly spending, real numbers, not guesses. Find current net worth, cash, debt, assets. Create one dashboard. Note where this will live. Reality before optimization. You cannot improve what you refuse to measure. Month 2. Plug the leaks. Goal: increase savings rate without earning $1 more. Cancel 3 recurring expenses you forgot about or barely use. Negotiate 1 bill, phone, internet, insurance, etc. Switch to a high-yield savings account. Set a dollar-based savings goal, not whatever is left. The aim is not perfection. It's a visible jump in saved dollars by the end of the month. Month 3, automate the wealth flow. Goal: remove willpower from the equation. Auto-transfer a fixed percent into savings or investment the day after payday. If you have employer 401k match, set contribution to receive 100% of the match. Create a separate temporary buffer account so emergencies don't touch investments. This is where your future net worth begins, detaching from mood, stress, and memory. Month 4. Kill high-interest debt. Goal: eliminate the wealth termites. List all debts by interest rate, not balance. Choose avalanche method. Highest APR first. Automate extra payments to the top debt. Stop using the card as you pay them down. Every 1% of interest you remove is equivalent to 1% added to your investment return. Month 5. Build your first 2K cushion. Goal: end financial anxiety. This is not a full emergency fund. This is a stress shield. Just $2,000 liquid, untouchable except for true emergencies. Once you hit it, all extra money flows back to debt investing. Month 6. Increase income by $250-500 more. Goal: activate the first lever. Options: ask for raise with quantified value proof. Take overtime or add shift, temporary. Start 1 micro-skill freelancing offer at 20-50 times char. Sell unused items, subscriptions, or gear. Important: this extra income is not for lifestyle. It is for acceleration only. Month 7. First automatic investment. Goal: become an investor, not a saver. Open Roth IRA, brokerage, or increase 401k percent. Tired of just thinking about getting your money right? What if I told you that in just 30 days you could build a financial system that works for you even while you sleep? This isn't about getting rich overnight, it's about turning good intentions into unstoppable momentum. Welcome to your 30-day action checklist. No more overthinking, no more someday. Just one simple action every single day that stacks into real, measurable progress. Are you ready to activate your wealth system? Let's go. Week 1 is the truth phase. Its goal is simple. Know exactly where you stand. No illusions, no guessing. First, I want you to track your spending for the last 90 days. Use an app like Mint, YNAB, or even a simple spreadsheet. The tool doesn't matter, the clarity does. Next, identify every single source of your income. Your salary, any freelance gigs, interest you've earned, benefits, everything. Then list all your recurring expenses and subscriptions. Here's the challenge. Cancel at least one. Just one. Find that subscription you forgot about and cut it. Now calculate your real savings rate. Not what you think it is, but what actually remained in your account after all was said and done. Finally, create a money command center. This can be a digital folder on your computer or a physical binder. This is where all your important financial documents will live from now on. By the end of this week, the fog will have lifted. You'll have a crystal clear picture of your financial reality. Now we move to week 2, build the safety base. We played defense first. Before you chase big returns, you need to protect your downside. Your first move is to open a high-yield savings account. These accounts pay you significantly more interest than a traditional savings account, just for parking your money there. Once it's open, transfer your first emergency buffer, a minimum of $500. Even if you're just moving it from your checking account, this step creates a psychological separation. This is your safety net. Next, list all your debts in one place. Write down the total balance, the interest rate, and the minimum payment for each. If you have any debt with an interest rate over 6%, it's time to activate the debt avalanche plan. This means you focus all your extra payments on the debt with the highest interest rate first, while making minimum payments on the rest. To finish the week, set up an automatic weekly transfer to your new emergency fund. Even $20 a week counts. The goal is to make saving for emergencies a non-negotiable, automated habit. Welcome to week 3, where we set up the automation and wealth engine. This is where your money starts moving without you. Your goal is to get your money working for you 24/7. First, open or verify your main investment account. This could be your workplace 401k, a Roth IRA, or a standard brokerage account. If your employer offers a 401k match, you must activate it. This is non-negotiable. It's a free, 100% return on your money that you cannot afford to leave on the table. Next, set up an automatic investment from each paycheck. Start with a minimum of 5% of your income. You can and should increase this later, but for now, just start. Now the big question, what to invest in? Keep it simple. Choose one broad market index fund or ETF, something like an S&P 500 fund, a total stock market fund, or a global index fund. Don't try to pick individual stocks. The final crucial step for this week is to disable emotional investing. Turn off the notifications for your stock and crypto apps on your phone. Constant price alerts lead to panic selling and bad decisions. Set it, automate it, and let it grow. It's week 4, and we're shifting gears to the growth levers and your identity shift. The goal here is to increase your earning power and start seeing yourself as someone who is good with money. First, I want you to identify one skill that could help you earn more in your current field. Is it public speaking, data analysis, a specific software? Find it and then commit to learning it by enrolling in a course or finding a tutorial. Next, get out of your comfort zone. Send one email or message asking for mentorship, feedback, or an opportunity. Connect with someone who is where you want to be. Then think about a side income idea. Don't get overwhelmed by creating a full business plan. Just write down the first 3 concrete steps to get it started. As you start hitting these milestones, apply the 110 celebration rule. For every $10 you save or earn towards your goal, allow yourself $1 for a guilt-free reward. Finally, let's make this personal. Rename your bank accounts with purpose. Instead of checking and savings, try Freedom Fund, Future Security, or Opportunity Capital. This simple change reframes your relationship with money from one of scarcity to one of possibility. We're in the home stretch, the final 10 days, which are all about reinforcement. This is where we lock in the habits. First, go back and recheck your spending. Find and cut one more unnecessary financial leak. You'll be surprised what you find with fresh eyes. Next, log into your investment account and increase your automatic transfer by at least 1%. It's a small change that will have a massive compounding effect over time. Now, schedule a monthly money date with yourself in your calendar. Pick the same day every month to review your progress and make small adjustments. To keep your mindset sharp, commit to reading just 15 pages of a great wealth-building book. I recommend Atomic Habits, The Psychology of Money, or The Richest Man in Babylon. Finally, take one financial habit you're proud of from this month, write it on a piece of paper, and tape it somewhere you'll see it every day, like your bathroom mirror or your computer monitor. You've made it to day 30. This is the system lock-in. Take a moment to review your progress. Look at your income, your new savings rate, your investing percentage. You've come so far. Now set a reminder in your calendar for 90 days from now to increase your automatic investment percentage again. The journey of increasing your savings is a marathon, not a sprint. Next, accountability is key. Tell one trusted friend about your new financial plan. Sharing your goal makes you dramatically more likely to stick with it. Then give yourself a small, symbolic, level-up reward. Something meaningful that acknowledges the hard work you've put in. And finally, I want you to do this. Say this out loud and then write it down somewhere permanent. I do not get rich by intensity. I get rich by consistency. If you've followed these steps, even imperfectly, you have done more for your financial future than 99% of people who only talk about it. The goal was never perfection. The goal was activation, and you just activated your system. Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining me on this 30-day journey. If this checklist has helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build a life of financial freedom. Let me know in the comments which step was the biggest game changer for you. I'll see you in the next video.